As I'm 36 years old, my whole life, I've never experienced an orgasm. And I know this is incredibly common amongst women through intercourse.
That's easy to learn.
Yeah, I've only experienced it from the outside, from the clitoris.
Yeah.
Is it a lost cause? Am I done?
Oh, hell no, girl. You want me to just tell you what to do right now?
Yes.
Okay, that's why we're here. Good. And that's super common. Okay, so what might be holding you back is any number of things. So I'm going to just kind of like rattle off a checklist of things so you can get a sense of what might be the things that are like the missing components for your pleasure. So, like the very first thing is to understand that the orgasms that you get from vaginal pleasuring are going to feel different than the orgasms that you get from clitoral pleasuring. The feeling of having an orgasmic contraction has a lot of different kinds of feelings depending on the locations that you touch, the techniques that you use, and any objects of desire that you employ in your pleasuring. Those are really the three kind of categories of that. And so number one thing is that what happens when you start to feel an orgasm just through penetrative intercourse, no direct clit stimulation, just I want to have an orgasm strictly through vaginal penetration. That's what we're really talking about here. One of the ways you can get there is through blended orgasms, pleasuring your clitoris while you're being penetrated. That's the orgasmic cross training that one of my mentors, Sherry Winston, taught me about. And so you get one going and then you add the other one in and then that one starts to happen. You don't need the first one, right? So because you got to the sensation, now you know what you're going for. The second thing is that there's your brain. The reason people call your brain your biggest sex organ is because it's processing the stimulation and registering it as pain, shame, numbness, or pleasure. And those are kind of four big categories that almost all sensation around our discussion topic here can fit into. And mostly what women start out with is usually numbness. Sometimes, like menopausal women will have pain because the tissue's thinning. Some people will have pain because they have pelvic issues. Some people will have pain because they've had trauma. So there is that piece too. And shame also figures into that as well. That's a trauma response as well. And trauma can be as simple as a lack of education that creates fear in the void of knowledge. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Big. That's heavy. That's some heavy shit right there. And that's what most people are actually dealing with is fear from lack of knowledge, right? Because we don't get taught these things. So once you start learning about this and you have conversations like this and you hear dialogues like this, then you're like,